All right, call the meeting to order. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to
Allegiance
the
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under
God,
God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Both, Mrs. Boyle,
Yes.
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Here.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Here.
Mrs. Wolak,
Here.
Mr. Cassio,
Here.
Mr. Chapman.
Here.
Thank you.
In accordance with the terms of the Sunshine Law, adequate notice this meeting was posted in all school buildings, the administration building, borough clerk's office, police headquarters, public library, 4 newspapers, tap into on January 9th, 2020. Please be advised, there's no smoking on school grounds inside or out at any time, or my house. Please silence all electronic devices. Pursuant to District Policy 0167, each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes duration, and no participant may speak more than once on the same topic. Are there any agenda additions or deletions? All right. None. Seeing none. Moving along, are there any public comments on any of the proposed resolutions? Nope. All right. Moving along to the superintendent's report.
Okay.
I'm out of order here. I'm sorry. My pages were out of order. Superintendent's report, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, no, hold on. I'm sorry. My bad. We have to do the minutes, the previous minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the previous minutes?
Motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? If you have discussion, you got to say something. I can't see everybody on the screen. No? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Both? Keith, can you hear me? Oh,
Can't
he's
hear you,
muted.
Keith.
He's muted.
Yeah.
It doesn't say he's muted.
No, Keith, we can't hear you. Thumbs up.
Got it.
Keith says
Thumbs
yes.
up. Mrs. Boyle?
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Farinella?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Panisi?
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg?
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak?
Yes.
Mr. Cassio?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving along to the superintendent's report. Dr. Leshak.
Thank you. This is actually a long one. We've had quite a lot going on. So bear with me as I get through this. I wanted to take the time to thank our students, parents, faculty, staff, transportation, food service, IT department, and administrative team for all that they've done to make the transition into our online learning as smooth as possible. This has been a learning experience for all of us, and we continue to work on our services to ensure our students have a sense of normalcy during this health crisis. So again, thank you for everything that you've done in making this as smooth of a transition as possible. Today, you received an email letting you know the South Plainfield School District will be closed for a minimum of 2 weeks. The governor was clear in letting the public know that this is not a date written in stone and that the governor would continue to monitor the spread of the virus. The governor, along with the health department, will determine exactly when the schools will reopen. As of now, our teachers are preparing to continue teaching through the online platform. The projected date at this time is a closure of a minimum of 2 weeks, and we're expected to be closed until April 1st. Please understand, we will follow the directive of the governor's office and remain closed if he deems it necessary. So this situation is fluid. As we're watching the spread of the virus, whatever the governor puts forward to the school districts, we will be mandated to follow. So just so you know, right now we're planning a closure up until April 1st, but understand that's not a date that's written in stone. I was notified today that the county parks have closed their playground equipment. As a result, the borough and the school district has followed suit. All playground equipment will be cordoned off and covered with the orange fencing to make sure that the public is not able to use it. Additionally, beginning tomorrow morning, Joe's Field will also be closed to the public. This is all in an effort to keep the public from congregating in these open areas. I know this causes some distress for anyone who likes to use the track, but I know you understand the importance of keeping our district safe and our community. The administrative offices will close to the public as of tomorrow morning. If you need to speak with someone, you will need to call to make arrangements, call to make an appointment, and we'll return the call as soon as possible. We have worked on implementing a number of programs in the district that would allow the students to have the much needed social interaction that they have missed now that they are at home. High school and middle school students, excuse me, high school and middle school students, clubs and activities will resume virtually. An email was sent to all students through Naviance today with a schedule of the meeting times, and the information is also listed on the school website as well as our district website. If you would like to join a club, next to the name of the club is the name of the advisor. You just need to email the advisor. They'll add you into the club list so that you can virtually take part in any of the clubs. For the elementary, our principals have reached out to the teachers in the elementary schools to set up times for students to get together virtually and chat with supervision while they're in the rooms so that they don't feel so removed from the schools as well. As a district, we are working on several programs district-wide that students and parents can participate while they're at home. A couple of the ideas that came up today, and we've already started moving forward. We're talking about a bedtime story program. Students will read books and send those videos into a bank so that we're able to have a bank of read stories from our own students. And then the students at that night can go ahead and watch one of their peers read a story if they'd like to. It'll be age appropriate and grade level books, so they can go ahead and read that, and we'll have a bank to choose from. We've also come up with something called the Tiger Hunt. The Tiger Hunt, we're going to ask our students to download one of the templates that we have listed on our website. It'll be up tomorrow morning, and color in one of the tigers for our younger grades and put that tiger in the window. We're also asking our older grades. We'd love if it would go all the way up to the high school, but they may choose to use one of the templates or draw their own tiger, put it in the window, and as you walk through the neighborhood, or you're practicing your social distancing, but you're walking your dog, we're asking you to do a tiger hunt and count how many tigers you see in the windows, and we'll report that back. It's sort of like the new version of Punch Buggy, so it'll be like our tiger hunt, and we think that the kids will be excited about that, seeing who's living in whose house and if there's a tiger there. We're also talking about art projects. Reached out to our art teachers, and we're going to have a virtual art class for students to follow along as their art teacher leads the students and parents, if you're interested, in a class on drawing or painting or some sort of project. We'll have something set up for different grade levels, so there'll be one teacher doing one for all elementary schools. We'll have something for the middle school age and something for the high school, so they can go ahead. I don't know if you remember, I don't even remember his name, the man that used to say the happy trees. So it'll be, does anybody remember his name? The name of the artist?
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. So something to that nature where you would be following along as the art teacher's doing that for you. We're also going to put together class game night. So a list of games were sent out to the teachers today, and we've already had teachers jump on it and say, I'd love to host it. So we're asking that that students participate in a game night where they would log in and be in their class, and they'll play a game like charades or Pictionary or something, and your parents can be there with you. We'll do that in the evening because they'll be in the house and have the opportunity to see their friends and play a game with them. This is something that I'm very excited about, and our music teachers are already jumping on this. We're going to put together something called the South Plainfield Symphony. So what we're asking is we're asking for our music teachers to get in touch with their music students. And we're going to pick a day. It looks like it'll be a Thursday. We're going to start to do Thursdays at 6:30 and ask our students in the music programs and ask our students that are in chorus and choir at that time to step out onto their porch or into their front yard. And they'll be given a certain song that they'll be asked to play on a different grade level, and entertain your neighbors, showcase your talents. Let people see what you can do. It allows them to, practice. They'll be practicing during the week on their lessons. And as they step outside, it's their own mini concert. So at a certain time, all, kids will go out. They'll either sing a song that the chorus teacher has sent, say, this is what we're going to do this week, or a certain piece of music that everybody would play. We like to think of it as maybe Twilight. So a little culture for our community. just something that'll bring us all together. It's good for the students and it's good for the neighbors. So that's fantastic. These are just a couple of ideas that we've had, and we're still working on others. New things are coming up to us all the time. Guidance also sent out an email regarding groups and one-to-one sessions to ensure that we are supporting our students. We're reaching out to our partners to develop some online workshops for support any of the parents and guardians in the community that are dealing with the issues that have now arisen because of the closures of school, maybe dealing with their anxiety. And we're also going to discuss, unfortunately, we've already been contacted by some parents who have been affected because of the virus, and maybe they were in the service industry, that they've lost their jobs and they're going for unemployment. So we're putting together a list of resources where we can provide that information to them, as well as provide some counseling, because there's a lot of stress and anxiety, and we'll make sure that we'll get that done as well. Mr. Fiera is working on that. We are also going to make some changes to our food service program that we have been running since Monday. Unfortunately, and I think it's really just logistics of it all, we haven't had the turnout that we would have hoped that we would have received. So what we are going to do, beginning this Monday, March 23rd, we are going to change how we're distributing our breakfast and lunch. Starting this Monday, from the administration building, between the hours of 5 and 7, we're going to ask any parent who is interested in receiving breakfast and lunch for the week, these are non-perishable items, that you contact food service. Again, all that information is on our website so that we can have an accurate count, and you can come anytime between 5 and 7 to the administration building, into the gymnasium, and pick up breakfast and lunch for the week. So you'll be picking up all 5 days. So you only have to come once, and you know that you're good for the week. And hopefully we'll be able to feed as many families as we possibly can. Again, it's food. You need to email foodservice@spboe.org just so we have an accurate count. Again, free and reduced will work as it always has. If you think you might qualify for free and reduced, please go on our website. The application is there. Otherwise, if you're a standard paying student, it would just be swept from your account as we do anyway. As I continue to update the public through emails, phone calls, videos, on Facebook and our website, as soon as I get new information, I will update you. And I know that that's been something you've been asking about. Tomorrow, I will be meeting with Mayor Anesh, and we will film our first segment of Community Connection. Mayor Anesh and I discussed it this afternoon. We will be talking about the effects that the coronavirus has had on our district, as well as our borough as a whole. So we're going to be discussing that. That'll be filmed tomorrow evening. Most likely we'll have it up sometime early Friday morning. It will play on our Facebook, on our district channel, and it'll also be on the borough webpage. So that will be there. And finally, this is something that we're very, very excited about, and I'm hoping that the community will help me out on this. We have something big coming to our community on for next Friday, the 27th. So we like to get the buzz started. We're not going to let the information out until Monday, but I'd really like to get as many community members, our schools, Ponytails, our rec department, former graduates, your neighbors. We really want to get a buzz starting, saying that this virus is not going to keep South Plainfield down, and we're going to let the entire borough of South Plainfield hear about it. So there's your little hint. We want the whole, all of the borough of South Plainfield to hear that this virus is not going to keep us down. So please start the buzz to tune in to our Facebook page and our website so that you know what we're going to be doing. The information will come out on Monday. So please, 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 this weekend as you're going about it, we'll just say, make sure you tune in, make sure you tune in, make sure you tune in, and watch it on Facebook. And we've had so many views and shares of our videos. I'm hoping that we'll view and share the announcement on Monday so we can, I just looked, we had 3,400 people view our last video. I'm hoping that we'll double, triple, quadruple that and get as many people involved. So thank you so much. And again, thank you for all the support that we've gotten. That was a long one, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Leshak. And hold on, I got to do this here. Whoop. All right. So I want to remind the public out there, when it comes time for public comments, if you'd like to make some, you can either type a question into the chat on the bottom of your app there, or you can call to the school at 908-754-4620, extension 1680. I'll give that again. It's area code, obviously, 908-754-4620, extension 1680. And naturally, all the normal protocol applies, name, address, that kind of stuff. Or you can do it right in the bottom of the screen here in the chat section right there. So we'll do our best to make sure that it goes as smoothly as possible. Dr. Leshak, thank you for the report and for the update. I know what you have planned for next week is going to be very exciting, and we're looking forward to making sure that everybody hears about what it is that you have going on right there. So
That's the word.
Very, very, very exciting. All right. So moving along here to curriculum and student activities. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? If you have discussion, you got to raise your hand or say or something of that nature for me. Okay. Seeing none, can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Both,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyle,
Yes.
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak,
Yes.
Mr. Cassio,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman.
Yes. Moving along to personnel, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All right. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Both,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyle,
Yes, congratulations to those retiring.
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak,
Yes.
Mr. Cassio,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to finance, can I get a motion, please?
Motion.
A second. Any discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Both,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyle,
Yes, abstaining on page 4 for check number 7577.
thank you. Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak,
Yes.
Mr. Cassio,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any public comments on any items? Has anybody called into the telephone line?
No.
No?
No.
I'll just wait another minute in case somebody is. All right, seeing no public comments, I'll move along to board member comments. Just give me a hand. Mrs. Boyle?
Okay, thank you to Superintendent Dr. Leshak, the administrators, the supervisors, and to all the teachers and staff who have gone above and beyond and by giving 110% to ensure the online learning of each and every one of our students have met the Department of Ed's criteria. Thank you to New Jersey School Board's Executive Director, Dr. Feinsod, and the school board attorneys for continually keeping us updated with all the rules and regs with regards to policies and Board of Ed's online meetings. And the payment, and the newest one is the payment of all personnel. Thank you to our business administrator, Mr. Benetti, for answering the questions with regards to the bills list and the temporary budget, along with the treasurer of school finances, Glenn Cullen. I'd like to thank Joe Sorrentino and the multitude of parents who have voiced their opinions and concerns, whether it was verbal or written, with regards to all the processes in our district. I would also like to know the veracity of the person who responded. Please check your facts first. You're entitled to your opinions, but you're not entitled to your own facts. Also, thank you to Marianne Barbeau for reaching out and asking about donating to the student lunch accounts who are in the arrears. Thank you to Governor Murphy for all your updated information as far as your press conference at 2 o'clock today, keeping everybody informed. Also, the public survey that was done on the high school principal, when will that be made public?
That will not be made public.
It won't be.
No.
Okay, even though it was a public survey?
Yes.
Okay. And may everyone stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
I'm gonna work my way down the line, Sharon. Mr. Both, any comments? It's easiest for me. Keith, anything? No?
I got nothing.
Okay. John?
Yeah, I would just like to thank everyone for all that you're doing in the community, and thank the community for all of the outreach to all of our members. And my best advice as I'm living this also through operating with my school is to suggest that focus on the things that you can all control. Students, stay focused on your learning and be as connected to each other and to your families and to your teachers as is all possible. And we will be stronger for all of this, and I'm thankful for all the work that's being done inside the schools by everyone who's making an extraordinary effort. Thanks again to everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Varnell. Tommy, Mr. Cassio?
Sure. I'd just like to thank everybody for all their hard work in getting this put together. Everyone be safe out there. This is the great unknown. I know some people think this is funny. It's a joke. We really don't know what this is. So let's take it serious for all our benefits so we can get through this and get back to our lives. Thank you.
Okay. Moving down, Mr. Panisi, anything? No?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody, the staff, the administration, everybody involved. It was such a smooth transition, and I know I talked to Noreen and just said that the district was so far ahead of the curve compared to other districts. And you know, we've been seeing some positive remarks on Facebook, which is usually unusual to see that, but it's been really good, and does just a credit to everybody who's involved in the district. So teachers, everybody, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Panisi. Who's to your right, Mrs. Wolak or Mrs. Miller? Mrs. Wolak, right?
Yep.
Anything, Steph?
I just, again, want to reiterate, thank you to everybody for all their hard work. Stay safe and healthy.
Okay. Mrs. Miller?
Yeah, I just want to wish Bill Schulte and Tim Gallagher an enjoyable and healthy retirement, and thank them for all they've done for our students in South Plainfield over the years. And I would also like to commend Dr. Leshak, the administration, the IT staff, teachers, and the rest of our staff for a great job in handling the coronavirus situation and for ensuring our students and staff have the necessary tools they need to conduct virtual learning, which seems to be going wonderfully. There really have been no complaints. And then just to say, these are very trying and uncharted times we're currently living in. Everyone is trying to do the best they can in this world of coronavirus. So please, everyone, stay safe, be kind, and care for one another.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller. Mr. Sesselberg?
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to echo everybody, congratulating Dr. Leshak and the entire staff, the administrators, the students, the families, the bus drivers, everybody involved in this. But I also wanted to do a special mention to Mike Estrada and Anne Marie Stokel, because part of the reason we were ready for this when it happened was all the planning and implementation of infrastructure and training that's been going on the past few years. So I just wanted to mention their names and thank them along with everybody on their staffs. And we'll get through this. It'll take a while, but I think the whole world is going to change after this. And I think we have some opportunities after this is all over.
Thank you, Mr. Sesselberg. And I have something I'd like to add. And I typically don't write my stuff down. I just make notes, but I wrote this because I wanted to make sure I covered things. So excuse me as I look down rather than look straight. As we fight through this pandemic together, please remember to follow the guidelines issued for social distancing and public interaction. It's very important. It's become obvious from speaking with people, teachers, and friends from other towns that South Plainfield schools are leaders and an example on how to prepare for and execute an emergency educational plan. Our entire educational team, every single employee, okay, every one of them has gone above and beyond. Because of their efforts, our children continue to be educated seamlessly. Each and every employee, we notice the effort and we applaud each and every one of you. Thank you very, very much. We're the shining stars right now, but it's early in the game. We must continue to provide our educational team with the resources, flexibility, and authority to execute their plans, which as of date have been superb to say the least. The public has been overwhelmingly supportive and very vocal of their approval. This is very much appreciated, folks. We'll all get through this together. We'll have a stronger and more capable school district and community in the end. So just remember, folks, when we're getting out there, that one of the things that I heard somebody say this morning that I think is very helpful is remember to think about what you're thinking about. And if you think about negative things, you're going to put yourself into a negative frame of mind. And if you think about positive things, you'll put yourself into a positive frame of mind. It's very easy with what's going on right now for everybody to get down in the dumps, to get depressed, to be negative. But it's sometimes if you can catch yourself and think about what you're thinking about, I think it'd be beneficial for everybody. Again, I want to thank everybody on the board for all their efforts. The district is in a great spot right now. Dr. Leshak, your leadership has been outstanding. Ms. Maleska, your leadership has been outstanding. Thank you very, very much to the two of you, as well as the rest of your administrative team. Everybody from top to bottom is doing a flawless job right now, and I commend everybody for doing such. Thank you very much for being part of our team.
Thank you.
No reason to go into executive session right now. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned. Have a nice evening, everybody, and stay healthy.
Thank you. Be safe.
Thank you very much,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Be safe, guys.
All right.
Thanks.